actually integrate lunch counters. And it was one of the most pivotal moments during the Black Freedom Movement, which, of course, really began with the lynching of Emmett Till, August 28th, first of all, in August 28th, took place then, of course, Montgomery bus boycott was then followed a few months later on December 1st. And then, of course, that's when we first found out about a 26-year-old kid named Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who partnered with Rosa Parks and so many others that led to the ending of Jim Crow in this country. And so we are on hallowed ground here at this facility here as well. And it has always been, of course, the focus of many HBCUs to be focused on African Americans, amazing things that they've been doing, not only in the past but also present, which is one of the reasons why the American Heart Association wanted to launch this particular initiative. And it is all about, again, healthy outcomes for African Americans. And it's also about equitable health and trying to achieve that and making sure that everyone has a fair shot to live a healthier and longer life. Now, there are 29 HBCUs in this mid-Atlantic region, and the top five finalists were chosen. And they are here tonight to share their ideas to improve the health of their campus and their communities. So this is not just about the cities where they are, also to improve the health of the students on those particular campuses. They have been relentless in putting together their proposals, and so we're going to have an opportunity to hear from them, to hear their pitches and what it is that they can actually do. Now, we know when we talk about health in this country, you have obviously, you have a person's past, you have what is hereditary, but also you have environment and socioeconomic factors that impact the health of folks, including income, education, food security, housing. All of those play a huge role in determining the health outcomes of individuals. And when you look at the health stats, as somebody who's been in the media since I was 14 years old, whenever we do these stories, we talk about who has the worst health. You're talking largely about African Americans. And there's so many different reasons why, whether you talk about food deserts, whether we can talk about, again, economics, lack of fresh fruits and vegetables, but also how folks are impacted. You look at studies that show African Americans are more likely to trust a black doctor to get better outcomes from African American doctors. And so all of those things play a role when you talk about improving health. But also health organizations play a huge role in that, not only in highlighting inequities, but also saying we can be a part of the solution to actually make these things better. Only 20% of our health outcomes are driven through clinical interventions. Just as issues vary from community to community, the solutions also vary. And the American Heart Association, they're committed lifting up community-driven and focused strategies, as we believe that these solutions to the most pressing community concerns reside in the very same communities. That means that health organizations, hospitals, schools, businesses, churches, other community organizations need to listen to the folks in the communities to say what can be done to make things different. One of the greatest organizers was Ella Baker. She often doesn't get much credit for the work that she did, not only with the NAACP, with the SCLC, but also with SNCC when they met at Shaw University. And one of the things that she would often tell SNCC workers is that take your college clothes off, put your overalls on, and when you go talk to these sharecroppers, listen to what they want to do. She said just because they might have first or second grade education does not mean that they are unaware of what it is that they want. And so she said if you want to help folks, listen to what they want and then work with them. And I think one of the things that we do in this country, many folks do, is that we have really, really smart people, and we think we have all the answers, and so we oftentimes don't ask the very people who we're trying to help. And then all of a sudden, then when something doesn't go right, we go, what happened? Because we didn't listen. And so this is about listening to folks, listening to the folks in various communities who maybe come up with some solutions that we had not thought of, which is why this really is critically important. And so through the Empowered to Serve Urban Health Accelerator, HBCU, American Heart Association empowers HBCUs and builds critical partnerships around community-centered solutions that change behaviors, expand access, and improve long-term health by overcoming systemic challenges. And whoever wrote this script spent a long time, and so I'm not reading most of it, so they're probably like, what is he doing? But don't worry about it. I don't read the script on my show, so it's all good. So we got some great folks who have made this possible. First off, put your hands together for John Houston III. We join him in honoring his late wife, Barbara, through the Barbara W. Houston Legacy Awards that is funding these grants for HBCUs tonight. And so we certainly want to thank him for what he has done in making this possible. If this night would not be possible without him. Again, partnering with the American Heart Association to fund this initiative for these smart HBCU students. And so we're grateful for his work. John could not be with us, but we certainly want to give him a shout out and thank you so very much. All right, we got some judges here. I'm going to do something different. Y'all stand up, turn around. Stand up, go ahead. Turn around. Ladies first, Emily Dickens is the Corporate Secretary, Chief of Staff at SHRM. She's an attorney with extensive experience in government. Turn back around. In government, higher education, and the nonprofit sector. She's a graduate of North Carolina Central University and North Carolina Central University School of Law. And she, obviously, you can tell with the green she's wearing, what sorority she's in, Alpha Kappa Alpha. So give it up for Emily Dickens. Next up, Dr. John Dozier serves as the inaugural Chief Diversity Officer and Senior Associate Provost at University of South Carolina. Prior to joining USC, he spent 10 years with the City Colleges of Chicago. I knew John when he worked there. He's a graduate of South Carolina State University and received his master's and doctorate from DePaul University. Give it up for John Dozier. Last but not least, Aaron Levy, founder and CEO of Raise the Bar, a company that transforms the manager role by empowering them with tools, skills, and habits to be leaders of people. He has educated, coached, and consulted over 6,000 business leaders to define goals, create action plans, and achieve sustained success. And unfortunately, Aaron graduated from this very small school in Austin, Texas. I'm a Texas A&M graduate, so we often don't say much about the TU, University of Texas, but it's all good. Yes, it's all, y'all can clap for the Longhorn. That's right. Aaron's not too happy. They only had a couple of players drafted in the NFL draft the other day. Y'all had, what, 2 people drafted? Y'all had 2? Yeah, just 2. Yeah, Texas A&M, we had 7. But just, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. That little school to the west. All right, folks, we got an exciting night. So let's get started with listening to how 5 HBCUs will be empowered to be a force for change on their campus and in their communities. Are y'all ready? All right, this HBCU was founded in 1867 and was known as Biddle Memorial Institute. The first black football game was played by Biddle University against Livingstone College in 1892. What, you were there? Act like you were at the game or something. Livingstone, okay, all right. The phonetic spelling wasn't in here. The current name was given in 1921. Let's give a big welcome to our first school. Give it up, Johnson C. Smith University. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Montanez. I represent Johnson C. Smith University from Charlotte, North Carolina. Our project is Grow with the Green. Our mission is to get every zip code on an equal health footing. Our purpose, to take zip codes 28216 and 28202 and transform their food ecosystem. Now, let's take a trip down the Beatty's Ford Road corridor. To your left, you have a Church Chicken, a Chicken King, and a Bojangles. To our right, now we have a Burger King, a McDonald's, a chicken and ribs, and a rundown convenience store. Right smack in the middle of that is Johnson C. Smith University and Sustainability Village. Sustainability Village. Now we have passed 7 fast food chains in the span of a 4-mile radius. Did I mention that there is one sole grocery store, a Food Lion, that has a limited variety of fresh produce for our residents? Through this journey, we can very clearly see the food insecurity that plagues Charlotte's historic West End. JCSU and the surrounding community are branding together to do something about this. I present to you Grow with the Green. Through our project, we will activate a mobile food market that will run 4 days a week and deliver pre-ordered food straight from our campus gardens. Our food will come straight from Sustainability Village, which is JCSU's garden. Currently, we have 23 greenhouses. I apologize. We have 23 raised beds. We have an aquaponics facility, a hydroponics facility, and we are open year-round. Oh, and did I mention that we are currently expanding? We will be adding 3 new greenhouses by the end of August of 2019. This will increase production and the size of our land. Currently, we have 1 acre. We will now have 8,600 more square feet of growing. This expansion will bring change to our community and allow us to increase more members. Through this, we will work together with the Rosa Parks Farmers Market that is already being implemented, and we will bring more people in attendance and increase the attendance size from 1,500 members to 2,500 members that visit this year-round. From this, we will be able to also work together with the children. Children are a vital part of our community, and they follow the habits that they see older adults seeing. We will target Bruns Academy, which is our local elementary school, and we will implement gardens as well as interactive workshops to work with the children and educate our future leaders. All of this is only in the span of year 1. Now, what does year 2 bring? Year 2 brings the expansion of the Gold Rail. Charlotte's light rail system is now expanding and will stop right in the middle, in the center of Johnson C. Smith University, giving people access to our Sustainability Village together with the Rosa Parks Farmers Market. This light rail system will diminish the impact of the lack of transportation, a prominent social determinant of health in our community. Together, although we cannot tear down the fast food restaurants that are already in this community, by allowing more accessibility to this fresh produce, we will be able to work with community members and allure them to the idea of choosing green instead of choosing grease. Johnson C. Smith University is located right at the heart of Charlotte's historic West End. Through this makes Johnson C. Smith University a critical point and the perfect spot for a project of this caliber. Take into account Sid. Sid discovered the Rosa Parks Farmers Market the summer of 2018. As he talked to me about how he changed his eating habits from fried to fresh fruits, he told me how he enjoyed the proximity of the Rosa Parks Farmers Market. Together, we can have more families eating healthy like Sid and decrease the social determinants of health that are impacting this community. Once again, my name is Brenda Montanez, and I am proud to be a Golden Bull from Johnson C. Smith University, bringing you Grow with the Green, where our mission is to set every zip code in a healthy food setting with our purpose starting with 28212 and 28202 to increase and transform their food ecosystem. Thank you.
Come back.
Okay, my bad.
Stay.
Okay.
All right, now it's time for feedback from our judges. Who wants to go first? Yep.
Oh, yay. I didn't know we were allowed to give feedback.
Yes, live.
I really love how you started with a focus and you ended with a focus. I had a clear understanding of what the problem was that you were solving. My feedback would be, smile more. When you smiled, we all laughed with you and loved it, and I even wrote down the quote that you said, choose green, not grease. So just let it flow, because clearly you know what you're talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
And I'll say the only piece I would say is talk more about the impact that the rail will have and how so many more people would have access to this site. Okay. And the investment of the school. You've already have the Rosa Parks location. You already have the farmers market. So you've got most of the pieces of the puzzle. This will help grow it. And so I think that's clear too.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll ditto the great job. I mean, I think that this is a meaningful project that will have amazing impact. I really appreciate the fact that you guys have already done a good job at finding community partners and using the resources that are already available, the things that are already happening, and making ways that you can enhance and grow it. In terms of your presentation, I thought you did a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Now you can leave. She was trying to take off. Had her track shoes on. All right, folks. The next college was founded in 1873 as a school to educate freedmen and train both men and women as teachers. Originally co-ed in 1926, it became a 4-year women's college, one of only 2 colleges that specifically serve black women in America. Put your hands together for Bennett College.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Williams. I am a rising junior journalism and media studies major from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am the representative for Bennett College. Our purpose is to take the worry off of black women's hearts and to promote care within the women here in the Greensboro community. I want to talk to you about the Oasis, but before I do that, I want to share a story with you about Cherie. Cherie is a single mother of 3. She has the hardships of waking up every morning at 5 a.m. to get herself ready for work. She also has to get her kids ready for school. There are times where she has to do overtime to make sure she has enough money to pay the bills the first of every month. She also will go a day or 2 without eating just to make sure her kids have enough, are well fed. At the end of every day, she would make sure that her house is cleaned, and she would not end her day until 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Having the stress and the worries of maintaining a safe place where her and her family could call home took a toll on her and her health, to the point where when she was 25, she had her first stroke. By the age of 37, she had 2 more strokes. I am proud today to say that that lady was my mom. And those 3 kids were me and my 2 brothers. She's okay, just to let y'all know. She is doing okay. She get on my everlasting nerves, but she is doing fine. But it was unusual for my mom to have 3 strokes at the age of 37. But it's not unusual for black women to have a high stress level. Talking to neighboring women in the Greensboro community, they all had the same similar story, that they are the primary caretakers for their families. They're worried about finance, and they do not have the time or the money to go to the gym. Stress is the reason and the connection to a lot of health issues. Here in Greensboro, black women are number 1 to drop out of high school, being unemployed, living in public housing, and also living on food stamps. They're also number 1 for liver disease, high blood pressure, and also heart disease, American Heart Association. So this is where Bennett College and our idea comes into play. We at Bennett College want to create an oasis where women between the ages of 25 and 55 can come and erase their worries, erase their stress. Doing programs such as yoga to help relieve stress, also having a work and finance class to help them manage their money and help them prepare their resumes, also having a healthy food class to help promote healthy eating in their households. We would also like to do a child care system to help so that they will have a safe place to drop their kids off so that they can go and visit the Oasis. We want to help, oh my God, I'm sorry guys, I am so nervous. This is my first time ever talking in front of people. But we want to help the problem by pulling it at the root. And by doing that, we have to start with stress. Stress is the reason of why there are a lot of health issues. And if we're able to relieve stress, then we're able to decrease a lot of health problems that's here in the Greensboro community. Bennett College, being 1 out of 2 all-women HBCUs, is the only school that can do this. Because we believe in 3 things: white dresses and pearls, sisterhood, and black girl magic. And that's it.
You're done?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You trying to make sure? All right, judges, what you got?
So, great job. I particularly love how you personalized the problem. It made us realize that this is not just some community solution that you are disconnected from, but it's a real issue that you have some real experience understanding and knowing. And that, for me, made this a very powerful presentation. I also appreciate the work that Bennett College is doing in terms of making something available or accessible for women in the community. I think the project is important. I think that the work is important. The only thing that I probably would have, maybe if I'm being really critical, is just understanding better the partnerships that also exist to help make this happen and support it for sustainability. But otherwise, it's a great job.
Thank you.
It would have been great for you to talk a little bit about your organizational capacity to do this event. Do you have, is there someone on the campus who's a physical therapist, who's running the courses and the classes? The location, because you guys had the house on there, the yoga house, Oasis House, the actual house. Talk about the existing investments the university's already made in the project and how you're leveraging that for this initiative. But overall, a good presentation.
Yeah, exactly what they both just said. I would echo that. I think the way you're really nicely focused on who you're serving, it's easy to say, oh, we're going to help everybody decrease stress, and we're going to go, no, these are the certain people that we're going to work with and we're going to focus on. And, it's like the niche 25 to 55 women, I think it was perfect, and I think the problem that you're solving is a real problem out there, and you obviously connected perfectly to it with a real story. So really well done.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. All right, folks, next up, the Historically Black Public Land Grant University, founded in 1882 as the United States' first fully state-supported four-year institution of higher learning for African Americans. Put your hands together for Virginia State University.
Good evening. My name is Oliver Jenkins, and I am a doctoral student at the Virginia State University, a land grant institution. Our purpose is to improve the health of our communities, one connection at a time. Our mission is to engage, align, and improve the pathways to healthy living of our community. Petersburg, Virginia, beautiful city. It is on the Appomattox River. However, with a population of 32,000, over 40% of that population is obese, as well as 22,000 individuals live in food insecure environments. With that being said, Petersburg has been ranked one of the unhealthiest cities in the state of Virginia for the last 8 years. And it's not for the fact that Petersburg has resources. We found through an asset map that there are over 300 and some resources in the community. And these resources impact where individuals live, work, and play. However, what we've found is that there's no connection for the residents in these resources. And so we're trying to figure out what is happening. Why? Why does Virginia State or Petersburg continue to be one of the unhealthiest cities in the state? So our purpose and our aim is to be able to educate, advocate, and connect our community to its resources using certified community health workers. Our goal is to be able to train these community health workers who will be students. We're looking to be able to train at least 10 to 12 students in our community, as well as 3 community members to be able to mentor these community health workers, to go out and connect these individuals, our residents, to these resources in the community. In addition, we're hoping that when we train these individuals, that we will be training them in chronic disease management, as well as advocacy, which we will hopefully impact the policies, systems, and environmental change of the community. One of the things that we are figuring out, again, as I mentioned, that there's not a lot of connection between those resources. So our model is hopefully to be able to use a collective impact approach to be able to be the backbone organization. Virginia State has been in the community, as said, since 1882. And the community has dire need. Our goal is to be able to make sure that these individuals are able to thrive and survive in the community. With that being said, our hope is that our students will be able to work in our community. For example, we have a Sycamore Street high-rise for elderly population. Imagine our students being able to go in and provide these individuals with access to health care, provide food and healthy eating, as well as physical activity opportunities. In addition, we see our students being able to go out into a food bank, being able to provide nutrition education, as well as opportunities for homeless to be able to find housing. We hope that our city and Virginia State can make this connection. One of the hardest parts right now is that there has been a disconnect with the community. And we feel that it is our responsibility to be able to own what's happening in the community itself. Virginia State has a purpose in being able to improve the community. Again, our purpose is to be able to connect the community with one connection at a time, as well as being able to create these pathways. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, judges.
Thank
go.
you. Good presentation. So I feel like I'm going to harp on this the whole night, but I think it's important. You want to always talk about what the school is currently doing in terms of its current investment in the community and how you're going to leverage that.
Right.
And then sustainability, right?
Yeah, of course.
I know you're training, but other than that, how else are you going to be able to sustain it? So but other than that, really good presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions that popped into my mind as I was going through this. One was, you mentioned there was a bunch of community resources. I didn't know what those were, so I had trouble getting tangible on this, right? So I think some more tangibility, maybe a couple of real stories or an example of how it has worked or how you plan it to work versus how you hope it to work.
Right.
Thank you.
I thought that you did a wonderful job too. My comments probably align most with Aaron, although I agree with Emily too. Some details about how many, so we have some sense of capacity, but I think that this is a meaningful problem that you're trying to address, and I certainly appreciate the fact that you guys are looking at this solution. So
Thank you so much. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, folks, the next university was founded as the Slater Industrial Academy in 1892. It received its name change in 1925 when it became the first black institute in the nation to grant degrees for teaching the elementary grades. Give it up for home state, Winston-Salem State University.
Good evening. I am Taylor Redfern, a sophomore sport management major at Winston-Salem State University. It is our purpose to ensure that everybody eats. Our mission is to make sure that the 60,000 food insecure individuals in our city have access to healthy foods, representing two parts of the cities that have the highest rate of food insecurity. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with a population of over 250,000 people, is in many ways a tale of two cities. One side of the city flourishes with its major health facilities, thriving shopping centers, continuous economic development, solid tax base. And the other side of the city, surprisingly, literally 5 miles away, across Highway 52, is East Winston, which is a predominantly black area, being that 50% of people are African American. In East Winston, there are no major health facilities, a declining tax base, few thriving shopping centers, failing education systems such as elementary schools, and limited opportunities for employment. Winston-Salem has about 21 food deserts. This means that the area is void of fresh fruits, vegetables, and overall healthy foods. 1 in 2 people live more than a mile away from a grocery store. 1 in 4 children live in a food insecure home. This means that in Winston-Salem, about 20,000, I repeat, 20,000 children go home hungry every night. Winston-Salem State University sits directly in this community. Many of our students, faculty, and staff are from this community. Therefore, we need to address the food insecurity, childhood hunger, and poverty in this area. This is all one city with 2 different stories. In addition, a lot of the area has a lack of jobs, which means limited opportunities. Education could help, but it's not equitable. The schools are not equitable. Local data shows that all of East Winston schools have received a grade of C, D, or F by the Department of Public Instruction. Now, our Title I elementary school has around 700 students, 99% of those students receiving free or reduced lunch. Now, we all know that when a child goes to school hungry, their immune system is compromised. This leads to a vicious cycle of repeated illness, missing days from school, and overall poor academic performance. Now, what does this all mean? Bishop Desmond Tutu once said, "There comes a point where we need to stop pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why people are falling in." So, our initiative at WSSU is to address food insecurities through poverty, childhood hunger, and economic immobility. So what we're doing is we're going upstream, and we're finding why these people are falling into food insecurity. We're finding the roots and the causes of food insecurity in our community. There are 3 phases. Phase 1, we want to partner with grassroots initiatives to make sure that residents learn about urban gardening. This will lead to economic stimulation and can eventually branch into East Winston Farmers Market and a mobile produce unit. Phase 2, childhood hunger. What we want to do is implement an after-school and summer program that teaches children about physical activity, nutrition education, and urban gardening. What this will do is empower children to become the community advocates, become urban farmers, and become entrepreneurs when they're older. Phase 3, this is the most important phase. What we want to do is, as WSSU, partner with the community. We want to have a greenhouse on campus. We want to have a mobile produce unit. We want to have a farmer's market. This will eventually help our community, as we'll have healthier lifestyle, we'll have less chronic disease risk factors, and overall just a better community. Now, we also have 2 amazing community partners. Michael Banner, who is the leader of the initiative, said that he advocates for fresh food at the home and in the community. WSSU prides themselves on this motto: enter to learn, depart to serve. Once again, I am Taylor Redfern, sophomore sport management major representing WSSU, where we want every adult to have access to healthy food and every child to not go home hungry. Thank you.
All right, judges, what you got?
Very compelling problem. And I love that you all are, the way you're focused on it, your energy around it. I wanted to hear more about how you're solving it. I think we got the 3 points and some of the community partners. But as Emily will probably say in just a minute, I'll let her say it. I want to hear more about what your proposed solution is, how you're doing it, if you're currently doing it, who's helping you, some more about that.
So I know you have a partner that's your CDC, so you didn't mention that. I think you were getting to it because you said you have 2 big partners, Mr. Banner, and then you can get to the CDC, which is a big part because the CDC is working on 2 prongs of your project. So again, you're leveraging an organization that's been existing for a number of times, a number of years, it's sustained itself. It would have been helpful to mention that. But other than that, you're trying to solve a huge problem. You guys are trying to take on a little bit of everything, the food piece. And so maybe the scope might be a little too broad, but absolutely there exists a problem, and good work.
So I thought that you did a wonderful job, and I would ditto what my colleagues have already mentioned. I would add, though, that I really appreciate how well you defined the problem, and the use of the Tale of Two Cities. It speaks very strongly to the issues that many of our communities are dealing with, and so it drew a very clear distinction and an understanding of what the problem was. I do worry that the solution is a bit broad, yet I also agree, though, that again, focusing on the kinds of solutions that are going to help these communities to build their own capacity, and while also helping to educate children is a meaningful way to go. Again, I thought that you did a wonderful job on the presentation.
All right, folks, next up, founded in 1867, this school has played a huge role in American history and the Black freedom movement. It's a national leader in studying health disparities among people of color, and definitely studying health disparities among Black folks, and one of the America's top institutions for training women surgeons. And so, last but certainly not least, put your hands together for Howard University. All right, pipe down.
Good evening, and my name is Courtney Pinnell, and I'll be representing Howard University. Our purpose is to give back to the elderly community by empowering them to take charge of their health. Our mission is to increase the quality of life of the elderly community at risk by giving them free health support services. Our project, entitled Supporting Our Seniors, SOS, is working with a group of seniors in a subsidized apartment in Washington, D.C. And these seniors face so many issues, and they're the definition of social health determinants. They have issues with diseases such as poor nutrition, obesity. They're going in and out of the hospital and emergency rooms. They're working with physicians who they believe that don't care about them, don't understand them, and they can't connect with them. And they're showing poor management of their chronic health conditions. So we decided to create a focus group to go into this senior apartment and talk to them to figure out what exactly are your issues. And what is surprising enough is that they're taking medications and they don't even know why they're taking them. They're literally just taking pills because the doctor has told them. They're experiencing a lot of pain. They're not moving. Mr. Joe, he's a sweet man, and he talks about there's this gym in the apartment that he wishes he could go to and walk on the treadmill, but he can't because his knee hurts so bad that he can't get out of the bed. Then Mr. Joe's best friend, he's over with pain all over his body, and he doesn't move. Mr. Frank, he stays in the bed, and the only time he gets out is to go to his dialysis treatment. Miss Josephine, sweet older lady, has this big old bag and it's full of medications. She doesn't know the name of the medications. She doesn't know why she's taking them. All she knows, the doctor tells them to take them. And when she does take them, she has no energy. And the little bit of energy she does have is just enough to make her breakfast. And so we have another gentleman who openly expressed to us, yeah, I take all my medications in the afternoon. 17 pills at one time in the afternoon. That is a problem. But SOS, we want to step in and we want to support our seniors. So Howard University got together the 5 disciplines: occupational therapy, physical therapy, nursing, nutrition, and pharmacy. And together we created a team that's going to work on a weekly basis to teach information seminars and educational training to these seniors. We're going to talk to them about medication management. We're going to go in and talk to them about how to move, even if you're in pain, and the importance of moving. We're going to give them food demonstrations and teach them about healthy eating and healthy living. So, what is the solution and what are we adding? Well, we're adding in another layer of healthcare services. You can go to the doctor or you can get released from the hospital, but then you go home and what do? You have unanswered questions. And we're going to step in and we're going to bridge that gap to answer those questions. And not only does this benefit the seniors from education and information, but it's a social aspect. They're going to be meeting with students, and they're going to feel valued, and they're going to feel cared for. But the students, we benefit as well, because we are working with the elders who've been through the history that we're learning. We're helping them, and we're gaining wisdom for us. So why Howard? Why not Howard? Howard has been here since 1867, creating student leadership. We go out into the world, and we make a difference. But we want to impact our community. When I think about my future, and I think about all the things that Howard talked about me, I think about my future children. And they shouldn't grow up in the world when they feel that when they get older, they get tossed aside. They should know that the elderlies are valued, and that SOS is going to go in and bring value to deserving seniors. And not only will we improve their quality of life, we may even prolong it. Thank you.
Here comes the judge.
First of all, excellent stage presence, excellent use of stories, excellent description of the problem. I completely agree. I think the way we operate as a society in America does not empower or even look towards our elders as people that we should be taking advice from, and instead we shuttle them to home. So I think that's great. As I'm looking at this from the AHA perspective, is I want to know more about how does helping and serving the elderly have a bigger, broader societal impact besides for just we'll learn more and they'll benefit and feel better, because I there's more beyond that,
Right.
From their impact on the healthcare system to some other things that I would have loved to hear.
Right.
But outside of that, I thought it was fantastic.
Hi, good presentation.
Thank you.
But I'm with my colleague, it's Howard. So it's one small, I think your scope is a little small on this one. You guys have such a big group of people, all these different majors. You maybe could be serving a smaller public housing community and leveraging their resources with the community centers and things of that nature. But it's a great idea, it's definitely needed, and our population's only getting grayer as it gets browner. So I think it's a well thought out project.
Completely concur. I thought that your presentation, your presence was great. I also appreciate the explanation of the interdisciplinary nature of the project. I really appreciate how you explain that. I also appreciated the primary research that you used to inform your solution and the explanation of that too. And I completely agree that when you think about social determinants of health, the first thought, or at least for me, the first thought isn't necessarily our senior community. And so I appreciate the unique approach that you guys have, although I do worry that it is a little bit narrow in terms of the scope, but wonderful presentation and good project.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, right now our judges are going to step out. They've got some deliberating to do, and so they got some work to do. And while they're out, we've got something planned for you. And, of course, we're talking about HBCUs, and I've run to some folks in here, and so you often hear me talk about, you hear the phrase the Divine Nine, that is the 9 historically black fraternities and sororities. The other 8 all fall behind Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm sorry. What? Facts are facts. And so if you couldn't get in, that's not my problem. And so it's all good, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha from Winston-Salem State University. They're going to show you how we do the damn thing. So y'all come on out here and let's see the Alpha brothers step a little bit. Come on.
Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated develops leaders, promotes brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy for our communities.
My name is Khalil Morgan, and the objectives of this fraternity shall be to stimulate the ambitions of its members, to prepare them for the greatest usefulness in the cause of humanity, freedom, and dignity of the individual, to encourage the highest and noblest form of manhood, and to aid downtrodden humanity in its efforts to achieve higher social, economic, and intellectual status.
I am Cameron Wagner. The motto of this fraternity is, first of all, service of all. We shall transcend all.
Without us, there be no you. Respect your roots. Without us, there be no you. Respect your roots. Without us, there be no you. Respect your roots. Without us, there be no you. Respect your roots. All you lovely ladies that are here tonight, all those other brothers just want you to right. What you need is a man of black and of gold, oh so cocky and oh so gold. Ain't 506. It's all about the alphas, baby. Two go. It's all about the alphas, baby. Ain't 506. It's all about the alphas, baby. Two go. It's all about the alphas, baby. Ain't 506. It's all about the alphas, baby. Two go. It's all about the alphas, baby. Ain't 506. It's all about the alphas, baby. Two go. It's all about the alphas, baby. Ain't 506.
What's good, y'all? Y'all already know who it is and what it is. It's the Ice Cold Brothers of A5A.
Now, we hope y'all having a great time tonight.
But please, allow us to
That's right, ho.
This is my bad leg.
Bad leg.
Yeah, y'all ain't got a bad leg?
It is getting cold out here.
I think we need to stretch it out, man.
I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I feel it. It's tight.
1906. This leg is my bad leg, but this leg is all right. This leg is my bad leg, but this leg is all right. This leg is my best leg, and I use it to get down.
What you want?
seen nothing.
Hold on. Yeah, we doing it real big, but I need me a real woman. A sophisticated, finer, devastating.
And outside, we don't need cable.
See, some of y'all need to understand. See, you never know when you got to step, so you got to always have your step shoes on. See, some of y'all got the soft shoes, so you got to have the shoes with heels. So if you somewhere, you got to hit that. I see y'all. I don't want to embarrass these Omegas and Kappas out here. Yes, sir. Yes. What? Hold on. Did I see an Omega over there? You know, I know. I tell about the time, who's your daddy?
All right, Justin.
Yes, sir. I guess we'll do a roll call. So any AKs here? Deltas? Zetas? Sigma Gamma Rho? Omegas? Yeah, whatever. Kappas, Sigmas, Iotas. Yeah, whatever. All right, so we tolerate y'all. We tolerate y'all. So also, let's see how. Okay, so we mentioned the 5 schools over here, and so if you went to HBCU who's not one of the finalists, shout it out. Who's in the room? Okay, not only at one time. I heard Hampton. Hampton. All right. What else? Virginia Union. All right. What's over here? Morgan State. All right. In Baltimore. Anybody else? Huh? First of all, I'm Texas A&M Aggies, so be specific. No. I got you. Don't. All right. See. Don't get cut. I am from Houston. All right, so we got North Carolina A&T. Who else we got? Who we got? Anybody else? North Carolina Central, got it. Anybody else? All right, just checking. All right, then, so good. All right, so the judges are out, so they're still deliberating, and they're going through all of their criteria, who they want to select. One of the things we also want to emphasize, obviously, this is a 2-year grant supporting HBCUs, and one of the things that we also do on my show is we also emphasize the importance of supporting HBCUs, not just folks who actually went there, but also folks who didn't, because one of the issues still comes down to funding, and that is if you look at the average giving rate for many schools is anywhere from 5 to 7%. And so, as a matter of fact, we're one state over, but Claflin actually is has the largest donor giving of any HBCU. They exceed 50% of all their graduates actually giving back to the university. And so give it up for Claflin. And so we emphasize that because I had the president of Florida A&M on my show, and their alumni giving about 5%. Howard University, their undergrad giving is now at about 10.5%. Wilberforce is around 9%. And so it's critically important for us to continue to support those institutions, because when you look at where you're getting most of your black STEM graduates, also folks who are majoring in health as well, they're coming from these HBCUs. And one of the things we also are seeing, Silicon Valley, you see the initiative of Reverend Jackson and others encouraging them to actually have direct relationships with many of these institutions because they go to Stanford and Harvard and Yale and places like that. And then they say, well, we can't find any black engineers. Well, go to the school that produces black engineers. It's not too hard if you actually look. And so that's one of the things that we're seeing across the country. And so we certainly appreciate what the American Heart Association is doing with this particular initiative here, because it goes a long way to emphasize, again, what those students are doing, and then and what those universities are doing in terms of coming up with creative and innovative solutions to dealing with a lot of issues, whether it's health, whether it's education, and you name it. And so, again, another round of applause, please, for what AHA is doing. Huh? Girl, I don't read hand signals, talk. Okay, they're not ready? Some long-winded judges. What they doing? I would have made that sucker bite in 10 minutes. We'd have been like jury, guilty, not guilty. And so we're waiting for the judges to come up with a decision. And to the folks, okay, first of all, what's the website again? Because there are people who are watching the live stream on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. So what's the website? Empowertoserve.org. All right. Actually, Rhonda got it wrong because I had her on my show. She said .com. And so did y'all buy that one too? She didn't. Okay, she didn't know. All right. Empower to Serve. Okay, is it TO or the number 2? Okay. I actually got confused. She was like, I don't know. Hold up. Let's see which was. So Empower to Serve, that's TOSERVE.org. And so if you are watching the live stream, you can go to the website and get more information. And so since we're here, of the 5 finalists, any of the university presidents here? I know the Bennett president is here. The Bennett president, Winston-Salem State. All right, so give me a, so do me a favor right here. Mark, pass me. Yeah, y'all come on up. Come on. Y'all here? Pass me the handheld right there. There we go. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. We on? How's it going?
It's going well.
All right. Good seeing you again.
Good to see you as well.
That's right. See, this is called improvise. That's how you do it. So, you know, there's nothing me asking questions. Come on, Doc. All right. So y'all stand over here in the light, in the light, in the light, in the light, in the light. Here we go. All right. Tell folks who you be. I got the microphone. I got it. Breathe. I got this. Put your hand down. I got this. You don't have to hold the mic. I got it. Put your hands behind your back. There we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Phyllis Worthy Dawkins. I'm the 18th president of Bennett College.
And I'm Elwood Robinson. I'm the 13th chancellor at Winston-Salem State University.
All right. So, do they get any extra points if the presidents actually show up? Y'all might want to tell the judges that. Y'all might want to tell the judges that. All right. First of all, Phyllis, we'll start with you. And you've been in the news as of late with, of course, having to raise money, dealing with your accreditation. And how much did y'all have to raise, and how much y'all eventually y'all ended up raising?
We announced that we were trying to raise $5 million, and we actually raised $9.5 million.
Now, was that pledges or actual money they gave?
We got all the money except for 2 pledges.
Except for 2. Okay, usually just let us know who they are.
No.
And no,
They're good.
huh? You sure?
They're good.
I'll get the money now. Yeah. I'll get the money. You can still use more money. First of all, how many students do you serve at Bennett?
In our fall enrollment, we had about 465 students.
Okay, and obviously Bennett is private. Winston-Salem State, you're public. All right, and so how about you? How many students you're having to deal with?
5,200 students, and I just want to get a shout out to our alumni. You talk about alumni giving. We are up this year about 25% in alumni giving, and so we're making great strides in that area. So hats off to all WSSU alumni.
All right then. Now, of course, graduate.
Yes, our alum give between 30 and 40%.
Okay. All right. All right.
Number three.
All right. So first of all, commencement is coming up, and I'll be doing University of Virginia, Lynchburg, and also Bowie State. So those will be the 17th, 18th commencement speeches I've done. So who y'all got speaking at your commencement this year?
We both share the same person.
Kwanzaa Jones.
How y'all get the same person?
She loves this part of the country, and she wants to make major investments in this part of the world.
Ah, that's why you did it?
Well, Kwanzaa gave us $1 million towards our Stand with Bennett campaign.
Oh, hell, that'll do it. That was easy.
And she has an aunt and a mother that went to Bennett College.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Absolutely. That was it. So how many ceremonies do y'all have?
We just have one.
Just have one? Now, do you have your band there or the choir there, or?
We have the symphonic band, and we also have the choir.
How y'all got the symphonic band at the graduation? First of all, if y'all, hold on, how about y'all? What you got? At the choir? See, I'm telling y'all, go to YouTube. If y'all want to go to YouTube, and just type in Roland Martin and Grambling State graduation and South Carolina State graduation. Oh, yeah, I turned that sucker out with the band. So I made the symphonic band get funky. So I ain't come to HBCU, hear the symphonic band. I said, we do that.
Well, you remember our graduation last year where we had the drum majors come up, right, and do the split? You don't remember all that?
No, I remember that because I wasn't a speaker, so I don't remember that. I was at Texas Southern University last year doing both of their graduations. I know. Even though I keep getting emails every year from Winston-Salem State alumni saying, you should come do our graduation. I say, all y'all got to do is invite a brother, Chancellor. Chancellor. Damn it, write that down, Chancellor. Write that down. So, first of all, in terms of what's the most important discipline at Bennett, in terms of you're known for and what area students come to Bennett for?
Right. Business is our #1 major, followed by biology and social work and journalism and media studies.
Cool. Those last one, too, are really important. I don't know about that biology part. I could not stand biology. How about Winston-Salem?
We're known for our School of Health Sciences, primarily our nursing. We produce we're the 3rd largest producers of nurses in North Carolina. We have great programs in occupational therapy, physical therapy. Our Doctor of Physical Therapy is the #1 program in the country. We have, for 4 consecutive years, they have 100% passage rate and 100% employment.
100% employment. And you make sure they give back, huh? You're like, y'all better cut a check. Y'all got to give back. All right, so what's exciting coming up on your campus? What you got?
Well, this weekend we have commencement. And so on Friday we have Reverend Dr. Wesley from Alfred Street Baptist Church. He's our baccalaureate speaker. And then Kwanzaa Jones is our commencement speaker.
Okay, explain to folks the difference of having a baccalaureate speaker and a commencement speaker. Just like, they'll have me as a convocation speaker. Nobody black has been able to explain to me what the hell a convocation is. It's just a program, right? I had a whole big deal at Shaw. They were like, oh, it's the convocation. I'm going, explain it. Nobody could explain what a convocation was.
It's just a special event.
All right.
It's a special event other than a commencement.
Is that for like the really smart students?
No, it depends on the theme, okay, and what you're trying to do. So you have convocations, you have special events, you have all kinds of activities throughout the year.
All right, y'all got a baccalaureate?
No, we don't.
You like one ceremony, then we going home.
That's it, we're out. It's like one ceremony.
All right, now do y'all allow parents to bring noisemakers and make noise? Because, you know, some of these colleges get real, they start tripping. You can't say anything. It's a solemn occasion. Like a damn funeral at a lot of these graduations. So y'all got rules?
No.
No.
It's pretty live up in there.
Yeah. Did y'all see the video from last year? Look, he just stood back. It was kind of like, okay, it was like a talent show. Y'all got 20 seconds. The graduates are walking across the stage, hopping up and down, doing a church dance. Right, you just stood back.
Shaking my head.
Right, but that's what you let them do. Because a lot of now, do you govern them accordingly? What? See right here, I knew right there. I knew somebody's gonna be a church lady right here. She's like, don't y'all walk across the stage acting the fool. Go ahead.
We try to control it. We limit the space that they have to walk.
Come on, Doc, that's foul. Come on. You got folks been at Bennett 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They finally graduate, and y'all were streaking the stage.
Yeah, but we try to make this a very special occasion. The Bennett Bells do it well, right, ladies?
See, right there. Right there. I will never be the commencement speaker because we going to turn that graduation out. Oh, trust me, y'all going to get up and do the church happy dance. Y'all actually shrunk the stage.
Yeah, well, we kind of orchestrated so there's not too much room for them to, act up.
Nah, it's graduation.
But they do it anyway.
Y'all ain't shrink the stage. Y'all increased the stage, huh?
We increased it. Yeah,
Right.
we increased it. Give them more room.
Right.
I just tell, the guys that, whatever you do, just be quick.
Right.
You get the Kappas up there, and they got to get
All they little shimmy.
One pulled out a cane. I said, don't be pulling out a cane.
Should have smacked him upside his head.
Go.
That's right. Then, of course, you got the Omegas. They just started hopping around and just losing their mind.
They try to jump over my head, because I'm an Omega.
Oh, you in that youth group? You an Omega? Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. I'm sorry you couldn't get in. I'm sorry. Pray for him, y'all. Pray for him. You're a Delta?
I'm a Delta.
All right. Okay. All right, then. Well, cool. All right, then. Well, look, we appreciate both of you being here, supporting your institutions of higher learning, and we'll see who comes away. I think they should give at least a couple extra points with President showing up. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I'd like to thank the Alphas for giving to Bennett during the Stand with Bennett campaign, as well as the Omegas.
How much did they give, and how much did the Alphas give?
Alphas gave us $31,000. The Omegas gave us $20,000. The AKs,
No shock.
AKs gave us $100,000.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they keep all the money.
And the Deltas gave us about $60,000.
Okay. All right, then. All right, well, appreciate it, Doc.
Women give. Women give.
Yeah, because y'all take the checks. Yes. Duh. Absolutely.
And thank you so much, Roland, for supporting HBCUs and all you do.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much. All right, we'll take a picture. Take the name. Look like billboards. Take the name tag off. All right, slide over here, Doc. You're in the middle. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, thanks. Hey, where you going, man? She walking down. You got, come on. You obviously help her. What is? Man, put your camera down and help the woman down the step. Where you from? Are you from here or you live here? Where you from? Where were you born and raised?
Redneck Riviera.
You were born and raised in Florida. They didn't teach y'all how when a woman walking down the steps, man, we were in Texas. We would take you to the woodshed right now. All right, then. Are we ready for the judges? All right, cool. Judges, come on, let's go. We ready to go eat. We got some. Well, did they leave the building or something? I mean, where did they go? Where did they dropped by the hotel to deliberate? I mean, I thought they just went to the green room over here. All right, then, just checking. All right, y'all, that was a huge deal that Bennett did their campaign, raising that $9+ million. And here's the crazy thing, the doctors say, so the accreditation folk told them raise $5 million, they raised the $5 million, they still said, we still not gonna give you accreditation. So Bennett is suing them. So now they gotta spend money on lawyers with accreditation folks. So just let me know. I know a couple of people who didn't go to college who, they fix stuff like that. Y'all remember the movie Ricochet when Denzel was like the DA and Ice-T was the hood? Those are the people who you don't get rid of. You just always need to know something. You don't invite them over all the time, but, sometimes you need to call some people, let's just say, who have records, who you need to handle some stuff for you. So I do not forget the people I went to high school with, because you need to make a phone call unless I need you to handle something for me. So, all right, is that the judges? Y'all back? Come on down. What y'all doing? Here we go. All right, they're going to reveal for us. So how are we going to do this? They're going to come on the stage, or they're going to do it down here? They're going to come up here? All right, okay. Yep, go this side over here. All right, we got the envelopes here. Okay. Really? Open first, second place? You get the right open first on the envelope? Who the hell am I, Steve Harvey? He ain't Omega. I'm an alpha. I always go to read second place first. I'm just saying, all right. No. Y'all got to own this. Y'all got to stand up here. Come on. Don't be trying to sit here and leave it on me, get cussed out, who didn't place.
I don't know if I want to be that close to you.
Yeah, I know, you're a Longhorn. All right, first and foremost, so what took y'all so long?
There was food up there.
They probably had some Hennessy, too. Y'all were getting drunk. All right.
I'm not going to say anything else. There
Gotcha.
was food up there, yeah.
All right, was it hard? So indecisive. John, what came down to, obviously, two. What was the most important? What caused you to narrow down to these two winners?
Amazing projects that have sustainability, growth efforts.
All right, that was so diplomatic. All right, folks. Second place. Y'all got some drum roll or something? What you need? Roxanne, what you need? You need something? I know we got a check. We got it. Yeah, give it up, Roxanne. Roxanne, she been like driving me crazy over there. She's stressing. I'm like, breathe, baby, breathe. It's okay. It's like you got to stretch. I'm used to that. Don't worry about it. So this is second place check. All right, come on, right here. You know what the name there. I ain't got to open this envelope. No. Thank you. That's second or first? Second place. That's second. You sure? All right, cool.
Open that one first.
All right. Really? Really, Longhorn? Really? With your two NFL players drafted over the weekend? Shh. All right, folks. In second place, well, one of the presidents was indeed here. Put your hands together for Winston-Salem State University. Come on, Chancellor, come get the check. Man, come get your money. There you go. All right. Elwood, happy. All right, we got a photographer. Hold up. So they got the presenter. Step on over here. Yeah, y'all stand right over there. Get your photo. All right, get your photo. Provost, come on. All right, we're gonna slide over here. All right. All right, man. Give me. You ain't gonna unlock. I know what I'm doing. Oh, Lord. You don't have to. See, I'm an alpha. I read it. You hold the phone button down, it opens. No face recognition. See, I told you I know what I'm doing. Ain't the first time I took a photo. I mean, dude got a BS in journalism. I mean, I only run 3 black newspapers, but I'm just saying, we ain't never took a photo. Oh, good job. I don't need you to tell me good job. I know what I'm doing. Act like I'm new as well. I got photos that run on newspaper front pages, and I could take a photo and help women down the stairs. Give it up for Winston-Salem State, y'all. Give it up. All right, y'all done? Yes. It's time for the first place. So can y'all go ahead and exit? We got to show the first place people some love. Thank you very much. All right, Come on, judges, come on back. All right, let's see if you can be a little bit more vocal this time. So they got the winning bit. What put this, you ain't got to say it, but what put them over the top? What was it?
The 2 things I talked about a lot. Sustainable projects that you can leverage existing resources to grow.
Gotcha. Such MBA talk. People at home like, I don't know what she talking about. All right, folks, come on, drum roll. What you got? Why y'all holding that big old iPad up? Get a phone next time, like a big dinner plate back there. All right, and the person with the Instamatic camera, I know you got to go to Walgreens to get your photos developed. We're going to see your photos by Thursday. We appreciate that. The winner of the American Heart Association, this urban health initiative, Johnson C. Smith University. All right, way to go, way to go, way to go, way to go, way to go. All right, way to go. Good job. All right, there you go. All right, y'all, picture time. Slide over here, get in the light. Anybody got a camera? Need me to take a photo? All right, there we go. Okay, we're going right. I got it, baby, I got it. Man, come on, hurry up. You're taking forever with that phone. Lord Jesus. He got it on portrait mode. All right, here we go. All right. First of all, your lens is dirty. Can't have photos look like here in San Francisco, foggy. All right, here we go here. All right, done. All right, give it up for Johnson C. Smith University. Go ahead.
Stay up here for just 1 second. I just want to say, you guys, it was kind of unanimous when we sat in the room and talked. And one of the things that I wanted to offer you as well is we have a launch party every year in Chicago with a company called Startup Grind, where we have other companies come and pitch their idea. And it's an opportunity to learn, practice your pitch, and there's some prizes, not nearly as good as this prize, some small prizes, but if you want to make your way to Chicago, you have now been accepted into the Startup Grind launch party, July 2018.
So when is that? When is that?
July 18th.
July, because I was about to tell you, don't go no damn Chicago between October and May. No, baby, you. She said, I'm from New York. No, New York cold ain't Chicago cold. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I lived there 6 years. No. Chicago cold will remove the blackness from you. It just is cold. It's cold. All right, so give it up again for Johnson C. Smith. Huh? Get the judges too. Y'all come on. It's like one of those old Jet magazine photos. Like 400 people. Y'all got it? I'm gonna stand over here that way. Here we go. All right. Get a round of applause for all 5 of our schools, folks. And of course, tonight's event is part of an overall strategy by the American Heart Association to empower communities to get healthy and to strengthen those efforts where people can actually transform their communities and get folks to live a healthy life. And so they're putting their money where their mission is, and we appreciate them doing this by providing resources to these organizations and entrepreneurs as well. Don't forget, folks, again, the National Empower to Serve Business Accelerator began May 1st. Ends June 28th. It is open to everyone, the folks in here, the folks who are watching the live stream. All you got to do is go to empoweredtoserve.org/accelerator. And they have, of course, resources to help guide you to be a voice in your community. And so the folks there will be chosen as well. And remember, you got 50 million Americans living in under-resourced areas that are impacted by health. And 50 million folks, they need your help to also change. And so we're looking forward to that happening. So again, that began May 1st, ends June 28th. The website is empoweredtoserve.org/accelerator. And so look forward to that. All right, folks, and now we're going to have our judges back first of all, we already did that, so we good there. What we got, Roxanne? Anything else? Nothing, that's it? We can go? We can go eat? There's more food? Somebody invited me here. Sister said, I'm going to go take you to get some barbecue. I'm like, in North Carolina? I'm from Texas. Stop it. That ain't even a conversation y'all want to have. That's like having gumbo in Idaho. Ain't the same as Louisiana, so just stop it. Okay, all right, y'all. Want to thank everybody for coming out. Want to thank also, of course, the museum for hosting this. This is a fabulous place. It's my first time here, so I'm going to be like some of the folks walking around and checking out some of the exhibits. And so we appreciate everyone being here, all 5 schools, the American Heart Association, everybody else who has played a part of this. We certainly appreciate that. So we look forward to October for the national event, and that's going to be good. Where's it going to be? In D.C., long as it ain't in Chicago, we good. And so I look forward to that. So thank you so very much, folks. And don't forget, as soon as this is over, of course, when we stop our live stream, people can immediately see this whole program on Facebook, Periscope, as well as YouTube as well. So we want you to go there, share it, like it. And we want as many people as possible to see this. And we'll also be breaking up the different presentations and clips and sharing them on Instagram and other platforms as well. And so for all of us at Roland Martin Unfiltered, we certainly appreciate it. Glad to see all of you. And as they say, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Take care.